joining us on the program to discuss this is Bicol Saro Party List Congressman Terry Ridon, member of the House Justice Committee. Good evening, Congressman. Welcome to The Big Story.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for having me.
Let's discuss first the one-year bar rule on the first complaint. Which holds precedence? Is it the earlier ruling of the Supreme Court or the January 29 ruling?
Well, yung pong sinabi ng House Committee on Justice, mas mahalaga po yung express na binanggit po ng Korte Suprema na Feb 6 po yung reckoning date ng pong bagong mga impeachment complaints. No? So, ibig sabihin, yung po nasa resolution kasi walang binabanggit So, we are just implying it as lawyers or advocates na hindi. We can actually file before Feb 6 dahil nagbago ng mga definition. Yung pong resolution po ng Supreme Court. So, I think yung pong House Committee on Justice would want to err on the side of what the Supreme Court actually said expressly, which is yung pong Feb 6 reckoning date. No? So, that is what had happened when we set aside the Makabayan petition.
Because once again, this could be challenged before the Supreme Court and lead to another delay.
Well, pagka ho talagang beyond the Feb 6 na po, either filing and referral, I think I'm quite certain na there can be no resort anymore to the Supreme Court for this new impeachment complaint. Kasi talaga ho nga, whether filing or whether referral, after Feb 6 na po yan nangyari. No? So, tingin ko, mababasura po ng Korte Suprema pag yan po yung magiging basis ng Supreme Court challenge.
After all, may dalawa namang complaints na pumasa sa sufficiency in form, so that should assuage the Makabayan block.
Yes, and I understand that both parties po, yung po Akbayan and Makabayan, are committed po to prosecute the impeachment complaints that had survived in form. No? So I think they will make presentations as well in sufficiency and substance, and in the event that there is an affirmative vote on substance during formal proceedings na po, after po substance.
Congressman Dumogan earlier raised a point, no? There was no resolution to that, but I just wanted to confirm with you, Congressman Terry, kung may point ba siya na sabi niya, by setting aside the first complaint, baka daw magamit yun bilang isa na namang hurdle against the two complaints that hurdled already the sufficient in form.
Tingin ko po, wala namang magiging ganong impact kasi by setting it aside, it is effectively mooted. No? Pagka ho, tinabi na po yung mga complaints na ito, either yung pong set-aside complaint at saka yung withdrawn complaint. No? So, if there will ever be a challenge in the future, it will have to be a challenge on the surviving two complaints, yung pong third and the fourth complaint.
Now you're going to move to discuss whether these two complaints are sufficient in substance. Eventually, can they be both combined?
If both po survive on substance, I think the Justice Committee can decide whether or not we will consolidate it. Pero it's something that the committee will decide. Sa totoo lang naman, pwedeng tumawid po towards full proceedings nang magkahiwalay po yan. But that will be after a determination of substance on both po.
Is that a rule, or will you have to vote to consolidate? Or is that a matter of normal course?
No, we will have to vote first on substance, of course, on the two complaints. And then if it is the pleasure of the body, someone might move to consolidate the two complaints. No? Pero hindi na naman ho yan automatic. No? So pwede hong no one makes a motion and then we will proceed separately during formal proceedings na po.
So when will you begin discussing this issue on sufficiency in substance?
Tomorrow po. So we will discuss the third complaint and then the fourth complaint po in sequence. No? So we will discuss all of the grounds and all of the basis for the filing of these complaints. So ano po yung basis for betrayal of public trust, ano po yung basis for culpable violation of the Constitution, graft and corruption, among the other impeachable offenses. Siyempre, we will have to talk about confidential funds yung pong mga bribery po dun sa DepEd payoffs, and then yung pong death threat against the President and the first family, no? And for the former House Speaker. And syempre, we will have to discuss also yung salin of the Vice President, and lastly, the affidavit of Ramil Madriaga.
Is this the stage where you will summon witnesses?
Not yet. The summoning of the witnesses would be during the formal proceedings once we have determined substance. No? So I think if it crosses substance, baka mga second week of April po yung full proceedings.
In your opinion, Congressman Terry, ano po yung pinakamalakas na charge doon sa dalawang natirang impeachment complaints? I understand they're very, very similar in terms of naka-itemized na list.
Well, actually, to be clear, halos pareho po yung mga grounds, no? Nung pong all the complaints, even the withdrawn complaint and the set-aside complaint, no? Pero syempre, mabigat po talaga yung previous year's grounds already, yung confidential funds and death threat against the President and the first family, no? I think even on those points, the committee can be convinced on substance. Pero syempre, we are also awaiting the new developments po on yung binabanggit nga po ni Mr. Madriaga. Kasi syempre, those are very grave allegations, and ultimately we would want him to be able to pass the credibility test as well, and para mapatotohanan din po niya yung lahat ng mga sinasabi niya.
At this point, can we expect na everything will proceed in the Justice Committee before being referred to plenary instead of a surprise, biglang may one-third fast-track mode, Congressman?
I think barred na po yung any other impeachment mode, no? So there can't be any new impeachment complaint through the regular course, which is through the House Committee on Justice, and through the express route, which is to plenary. Barred na po yan when there was a referral to the House Justice Committee nung pong nakaraan.
Kong Terry, do you see in your deliberations in the Justice Committee any change in tone or mood affected by the announcement of the VP that she would be going for the presidency in 2028?
Parang wala naman po, no? I think we had seen yung po vigorous discussions earlier, no? So I think that is the same tone that we will undertake tomorrow, no? So in fact, wala namang nagbago din in the manner by which we had implemented our rules in comparison to the president's impeachment, no? So like what we had stated previously, we're laser focused on our mandate, and hopefully we will get to the truth, no, relating to the charges against the Vice President.
Of course, you're going through this very carefully. I'd like to know what pitfalls there are in the process because you don't want this, challenged again before the Supreme Court.
I think yung pong pitfall, for example, on procedure, which is basically the timeliness of the filing has already been resolved at this point, no? So, yun po, because we had heard that already, the first two the impeachment complaints had been either withdrawn or set aside. Everything else po on procedure is already within the scope of the constitutional provisions, jurisprudence, and the impeachment rules of the House po. So, I think it's just a matter na lang po of voting on a substance, and if it is affirmative that we find substance, proceeding po to full proceedings after yung pong palitan ng mga dokumento and answer of the Vice President.
What do you said baka by April magaganap yung presentation or calling of witnesses. When do you see the Justice Committee taking a vote on the two complaints if ever they satisfy sufficiency in both form and substance? When do you see this happening?
Well, the vote po on substance, I think, is scheduled on Wednesday, no? Pagka natapos po namin lahat ng mga talakayan on the third and fourth impeachment complaints, no? So, like what we had stated, kung favorable po on substance, magpo-proceed na po yan doon sa palitan ng mga dokumento. That will be around maybe 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, after which we can commence po full proceedings by the second week of April. Yung pong going into plenary, medyo matagal po yun kasi syempre we want to be exhaustive as well. We want the Vice President to also be able to provide her defense before the committee. So baka mga May po yung inaasahan ho nating vote on the committee and then after full proceedings and then vote in plenary. Yun po yung mga timelines po that we are looking at.
Is that so to prevent no yung nagyari before, Congressman Redon, na sinabi nila hindi nabigyan yung buong House ng enough time to read and absorb yung laman ng mga impeachment complaint?
Well, ang totoo po, irrelevant na po yung concerns like that kasi ano na po ito eh, this is going through the non-express route. That is relevant only pagka ho pinag-usapan po yung express route and more importantly, yung Supreme Court had already made clarifications po on their decision in their resolution in which they said na what is important lang is House members that would want to impeach the Vice President, yung one-third, meron po silang kopya ng lahat ng articles of impeachment and yung po nga mga evidence. And during plenary deliberations, dapat lahat po ng mga miyembro may kopya ng pong articles of impeachment and yung mga evidence. Pero yung pong other aspects of it, I think nag-relax na po yung Supreme Court.
All right, we thank you for coming on to the show. House Justice Committee member and Bicol Saro Party List Representative Terry Ridon.